Hey friend, welcome to On the Daily. I'm your host, Danielle McCleary, and I am a quantum business coach. I'm the host of this podcast. I'm a multi-six-figure entrepreneur, co-founder and president of HypeU Media, and CEO of Danielle on the Daily Coaching. What I'm really interested in is helping you live a life and have a business that is a full body yes. So through all of my education and all of my experience, I'm bringing you 2 episodes a week where I will guide you and give you the tools necessary to scale a massive, sustainable, and sexy business using your intuition, wealth energetics, and human design. What we can call it is business biohacking. So if you're down for that, then I say let's frickin' go. I'm so glad you're here. Hello. Welcome back to On the Daily. Today, I am going to tell you all the things I would do if I was starting back at zero and trying to build a 6-figure business. So if you are trying to build a 6-figure business, then keep listening because this one's for you. Before I get into this episode, I want to tell you about a couple things. Number one, I have a free Facebook community now. This Facebook community will stream all of my free masterclasses that I offer, as well as some client spotlights, some member wins, as well as maybe some Q&As. It's just going to be a place for really another touch point for really great free value and a really good place to network with other people in my world. And I'm biased, but the people in my world are truly second to none, the best ever. And I've seen some pretty epic friendships be made out of my world. So this is just going to be a place where everyone gets to come together into one big community, and together we will grow together. Together we will grow together. Wow. Okay. Anyway, if you want to join that free Facebook community, click the link in our show notes. You can always come to Instagram and ask for the link, and I can send it to you there. But I'm looking forward to having you inside. There is currently a replay of my masterclass from the other day called Main Character Energy. And in that training, I told everyone about the 4 things that you need to do now if you want to have main character energy in your life. And the replay is available inside that group. So if you want to listen to that replay, you know what to do. The second thing I want to tell you about is a masterclass I have coming up on June 1st. This masterclass is called Foundations for a 6-Figure Business. I am going to talk about all the things that you'll need to really build a 6-figure business and maintain it, because I think it's easy to hit 6 figures. It's another thing to stay at 6 figures. And that is something that I think people struggle with. Is getting to 6 figures is not hard. Staying there can be a challenge. And what I'm going to talk about in this masterclass is ways that you can hit that number, hit $100,000 in your business, and B, stay at $100,000 and keep growing. So it's the scalability of a 6-figure brand. That masterclass is currently on sale for $111, but the price will go up to $199, I think, $197, $199 by the time we have it on June 1st. So again, if you want to be a part of that, click the link in our show notes. Come to my website, come to Instagram, Danielle _ on the daily. Lots of places that you can hear about that. All right, let's get into this episode. If I had to start over from zero and build a 6-figure business, there are definitely some things I would keep that I did the first time and the second time, but there's also things that I would not focus on. And that is what I'm going to share with you today. If you are building a 6-figure business, congratulations. Also, I want you to keep in mind that 6-figure business is $10,000 a month. That's more than a 6-figure business. That's a $120,000 business. So if you want a 6-figure business, you're looking at about 9.5, I think, 9,000 a month, 8,500 a month. And you have a 6-figure business. So for the purposes of this, we're going to talk about a 10K month, but 10K months are not that hard. And that's a big shift that you need to have in order to hit 6 figures, is to really take a step back and understand that $10,000 a month is not a big deal. And once you really believe that, that number will come quicker than you think. So that's my first little piece of advice for you in this episode. Oh my gosh, what if I did a whole episode in a British accent and didn't even give any context for it? I just did it. That would be hilarious. Okay, moving on. So the first thing I would do if I was starting from zero is I would focus on building my audience. I think when I talk to clients whose offers aren't selling, the top 3 reasons I see as to why that is number 1, they're actually not selling their offer, which is a whole other thing for a whole other day. They're not selling their offer. Number 2 is they don't have an audience to sell to, right? And the third being that like the technicalities were off, like, funnels didn't work right. It's not marketed well, that kind of stuff. But for the most part, I would say most of it is that people don't have an audience to sell to. And if you don't have an audience to sell to, you are not going to sell anything, because at least in my industry, the standard conversion rate is about 2%. So you think about how many people have to be seeing your offers and your sales pages in order to make a purchase by that statistic. That's a lot. And if I was starting from zero, I would be going to networking events. I would be creating a free Facebook community where I would go live a lot. I would do like free masterclasses a lot. I would be going live on social media a lot. I would also be collaborating with other people in my industry. So whether that be getting on their podcast, whether that be going live with them, I would be interacting with other people in my industry to borrow people's networks. I would be doing that a lot. And I would be building an email list so I could nurture an audience. And I would do that through free masterclasses. I would do that through a freebie. Maybe it's a digital product. I don't know. I would create something to give away for free in order to build an email list, because your social media followers are not your network beyond Instagram. You have to be able to like take them. If Instagram were to shut down, could you still connect with your clients? And if the answer is no, or even not your clients, like even like your warm market, could you connect with them? If the answer is no, then that's a problem. You need to build an email list. So I would be doing that to build. Well, I guess that's like number 2, because that builds your audience, yes, but it also nurtures your audience. So I would be building an audience. You can build an audience, you can buy an audience, or you can borrow an audience. And I would be doing all 3. I'm not saying buy followers. I'm saying like, if there's like a networking thing that you can pay to be a part of, and like, you get your voice, or you get, to meet new people, I would do it. I would definitely do that. Number 2 is you have to nurture the audience you already have. People think that like when they put an offer up that they just can sell it once and then not really sell it again. And unfortunately, people have the attention span of a goldfish. And in order to truly make sales, you have to continue to sell to them. And you may not have a huge audience right now. Maybe you do have a huge audience. You have to have the wherewithal to know that you have to sell every day. If I was building to a 6-figure business, I would be selling on my stories, on my Instagram, on my TikTok every single day, at least once per day. I would be selling. I still do that. When I'm in like a real launch, when I'm really launching something, I post about it every single day. I make it pretty hard to miss that I am selling something. And that's a huge hurdle that I see a lot of brand new entrepreneurs have to jump over, is they don't want to be too salesy. And you have to get over that, first of all, because if you have a business, technically you're probably selling something and you're not going to make money unless you do. So you have to get over that. Also, it's been said, I've heard this said before, and I resonate with it so deeply, but if you're too worried about being too salesy and people being upset that you're too salesy, those are probably not the people that you want in your business anyway. And so you really just should not even consider them when deciding how much to sell. But if you are building to 6 figures and you are selling something, you need to be doing that every single day. Like that's a non-negotiable, and that you need to nurture your audience. So whether that be through your podcast, whether that be through a free community, whether that be through Instagram Live, whether that be through in-person free events that you offer, however you do it, you need to nurture your audience. You need to make them feel seen, heard, loved, and appreciated. Because if they don't feel seen, heard, loved, and appreciated, guess what? They are not buying anything from you, and they're just going to continue to take your free content. And that's just the way it is. So that's the second thing I would do if I was building to 6 figures. Third thing I would do is have a really clear offer. And I would keep it simple. I think, and I did this actually. So this is what I'm saying. I wouldn't do this again. If I was starting over from zero, I would keep it really simple, and I would have 1 or 2 main offers, maybe a low ticket and a high ticket offer, maybe 3 offers, maybe a low, a mid, and a high ticket offer, like a low ticket cash injection, quick cash offer, like a masterclass, a mid ticket offer. Maybe it's like a group program of some sort. And then a high ticket offer could be like private coaching or private mentorship or, private package, like an all done for you package, whatever it is. That's how I would start out. And when I first started out, I was just doing like master classes because I was just still trying to find my voice as like a coach and really figure out like who or what I wanted to talk about and who I wanted to speak to. And so I was doing a lot of different topics, which obviously it worked for me and I was successful, but I did feel a little bit like my wheels were turning for a long time instead of just picking maybe a different masterclass every couple months, but then a mid-ticket offer that's like a program that I just launch and relaunch over and over again. And then a high ticket offer, which is however many clients I want to take for private mentorship. And that for you and your business could be like an all-in package or, the works or a made for you thing, like whatever it is. So that I would do that mainly because when you're first getting started and you're wanting to scale to 6 figures, like I said, you need to nurture your audience. You need to build trust. And the way that I think people can do that really easily with a lot less stress than what I put myself through when I built my business is just keep it simple. Have those 3 offers and sell the mid-ticket primarily, right? Sell those cash injections as something like a masterclass that will sell, right? Anytime I drop like a content masterclass or the one I'm doing in a couple weeks, this Foundations for a 6-Figure Business, anytime I've launched those, they sell. And I know they're going to sell and I know I'm going to make money. And that's a great cash injection. I don't rely on those in my income though. What I rely on for my income are like my mid and high ticket offers. So I would focus on that mid ticket offer, that group program, whatever it is, your signature package. I would focus on that. And then, you can always upsell the high ticket package as well. But I would launch that mid-ticket offer over and over and over again. And every time I would refine it, change it. If I need to raise the price, I'll raise the price, figure out ways to make it better. And every time you do that, the people that saw it the first time and didn't buy it are going to see it and they're going to go, ooh, I could do that. So I would get very clear on what I am selling, and I would keep the selling simple if I was trying to build to 6 figures. And I think the last thing I would 2 more things. One of the biggest things I would do is like, I would take my mindset very seriously and I would be working on healing my trauma, reframing my beliefs around money. I would be doing serious work on that because your business isn't going to grow if your mindset's not growing. It's a non-negotiable for entrepreneurs. It's a non-negotiable if you're building a business. I'm sorry, it just is. And the people that think they don't have trauma to heal, I literally was told that one time. I was hosting like a call series and I said something about, we're going to help people heal their trauma. And the answer was literally, well, what if I don't have trauma? And I'm like, what? What? That's not a thing. But you have to be willing to heal some of these things. You have to be willing to kind of like heal the wounds that you've been perpetuating because they've been keeping you stuck. And if I was doing it again I did this and I would keep this. I would be working on my mindset. I would be reading books. I would be listening to podcasts. I would be doing all the things. And then on the other side of that is I would get a coach. if I was starting over. And I didn't do this right away. Actually, I was like, ooh, I could do this on my own. And I did, obviously, but it took longer than it could have had I just jumped into a coaching program or jumped into a mentorship container with a coach. So I would say if I was building again, I would absolutely be working with a coach or a mentor. And by the way, coaching is really just like, I am a coach. I am teaching something that I've learned to you. Mentorship is more of we get to walk together. We get to, grow together. It's a more personal, intimate relationship, which mentorship is reserved for my high ticket containers, my mastermind and my private clients. Everything else is coaching. And so I would get a coach for sure. And also it's just so crazy to me, like people will come to me and they'll say, oh, I'm really trying to grow this business. And I'm like, that's awesome. And, they say they want to like work with me and I'm like, okay, great. And I tell them the price and they're like, ooh, that's a lot of money. I don't know if I can do that. And y'all, like, you have to get over that if you're trying to be an entrepreneur. Like if you're building a new business and you're trying to scale it to 6 figures, but you're not even willing to invest a couple $100s into it, maybe it's for tech or coaching, it's just not going to happen. Like your business is just not going to grow to the level you want it at. And part of like the definition of being an entrepreneur is somebody who takes risks. So I would say, as much as I wish that we could all just like get to where we're going without ever like investing in our business, it's just not the case. And whoever has told you that has lied. You have to invest in your business if you want it to grow. It's a non-negotiable. So I would say those are the top things I would do if I was starting over from zero. And I hope this was helpful for you. And if it was, go ahead and share it. Danielle_on_the_daily. You can come talk to me about it if you have questions. And yeah, I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.